Greetings and salutations, everybody. Thank you for... what the hell is it doing? Fine. You're done. Stop updating. Sorry about that. Greetings and salutations. Oh, I'm JD, otherwise known as Genie. And this is episode 117. And if I look a little rougher on the edges, it's because I've had a busy night here, so I'm not sure how long the podcast will be. But, I promised you an episode every Monday. Here you go, kids. This is how much I love you. Today's episode is brought to you by Weyerbacher Imperial Pumpkin Ale. I think I've reviewed this one before. It is still tasty. I got it in a 4-pack at the closest store we have. There's 2 really close liquor stores, thank God. They're both small and have very little in the way of beer, but who cares? I got something tasty. Dad got some Sam Adams Oktoberfest. It's all good. So anyway, finally we're getting some decent damn weather out here, man. Ugh. I'm so glad, but I'm worried about my opportunity to mow the lawn one last time. And of course I'm waiting for the trees to turn and wondering when the dreaded season for raking will come, because I've actually hurt myself a few times raking leaves and I'm not looking forward to it. Anyway, I have a confession to make. Ever since the New Jersey Fiber Festival, I have not stuck to the yarn diet at all. I knew that would be an issue, but I had some money set aside and I went to a sale with one of my friends from the 20 to 30 somethings, and we were shopping around Accents on Knits, a store which I have mixed feelings about, but who the hell is perfect, right? And I gotta admit, if you're looking for yarn that is novelty or basic, it's a good place to go. And what's special about them is they organize their yarn by color, not by weight or brand at all. I kind of like it that way because it lets you pick out the colors you want. I'm very color oriented. If I want to see a particular yarn, I want to go to that area that has a blue and see what kind of shades of blue. I'll just dig around and find it. They still don't fucking put their prices on the labels. I don't know why that is so hard. Regardless, I did end up picking up some things for fun. And my first thing is this Aracunia. It is their chunky, kind of a chunky one. This is Patagonia. And I liked this skein because I already have a gorgeous purple and a pretty blue skein. I figured there's something I could do with this yarn for, a gift or something. Maybe for Mom. Probably for Mom. I don't know yet. But anyway, then I found myself lost in their novelty yarn. No matter how much I try, I can't get myself away from the fancy yarns that have patterns or self-striping or fun things. Even though I'm trying to get into the more advanced stuff where you need the plainer yarns, sometimes I just have to have funny yarn. And this is that funny yarn that I picked up this time. It is Viva Black by Filatura de Crosa Fancy. Doesn't that scream Halloween to you? I really like it, and I saw it knit up and I said, I need to make this into something for Halloween. So I'll probably do a Ravelry search, see what other people have done with it, if anything at all, because sometimes when you go into a yarn store's discount room, you never find it on Ravelry. But I think I will try and make a cowl out of this because it is just too fun. I mean, talk about your thick and thin, eh? Reminds me of a fuzzy caterpillar, the thick spot. Now, I have been spinning, and what I've been spinning is 100% wool by Lisa Souza in her Earth Birth colorway, which is brilliant reds, oranges, and yellows, and I did not take it off my wheel to show you, but hopefully I'll have at least one ply done for you so you can see it. It's really a beautiful mix of colors, so I can't wait to see what happens on my wheel with that. Sometimes I really get these uber thin, and then I'm like, oh my god, I'm spinning it too thin, and so I go back into a little bit more in my comfort range, which is a bit thicker. Not terribly thick, but still, I feel like that's okay. And it's a real lovely fiber to spin. It doesn't specify whether it's merino or Romney or whatever. It just says wool. I have no problem with that. I think you already know I'm not exactly a yarn snob. Okay, so what am I working on? Well, I haven't touched my Curse Breaker shawl yet. Again, too much counting to do during knit nights, and I've been absolutely obsessed with another project, and I finished that one, so you won't see that quite yet. And I did take my hands to my textured acorn hat, and I ripped back to the very beginning of where I would put the pattern in so that I could start the pattern using the new directions that Wheezy sent me. So sooner or later I'm gonna fucking finish that hat. I don't want to make her wait forever. Somebody else tested it. I don't know how much the other person sent to her in ways of notes, but anyway, I'm gonna send her a message soon, tell her whether I finished it or if I'm still confused. So anyway, that's the Curse Breaker, the textured acorn, blah blah blah, textured, can you tell I'm tired? Textured acorn beanie. And that's the two big things I'm going to work on this week. And then, what else? Oh yes, the Brighton socks that I started and I thought was too big. Well, I'm sorry to say, I saw what my friend had knit and hers were looking uber big, and she was making the medium size, but on size 1 needles that were 1.5. Now, mine are a little smaller than that, and I was thinking to myself, holy crap, those are too big for me, and she's doing the medium size. I'm just gonna take it all back, rip it out, and start again soon. So I will start again soon. I'm not giving up. I touched her sock that she was working on, and it was very stretchy and pleasant looking, so I'm gonna start that again and take copious notes because it doesn't seem quite perfect. But yeah, that is the Brighton sock. I don't quite know if I've even added it to, yeah, I haven't added it to my notes, sorry. One of the trials I had this week, let me go off rails, was that my mom wanted my assistance with cleaning a part of her room that's in front of her bed. And her idea of my assisting her was to sit on the bed and sometimes touch whatever I put in front of her for her review to make sure we could throw it or shred it or what have you, and watch me work my ass off by picking up dirty clothes, filthy garbage, dust. Oh. And then she did. I almost walked out when she said, "I never knew cleaning my room would be this much hard work." I just looked at her and said, "Really? Really?" But she's my mom. She does so much for me, so she got part of her room vacuumed. She still needs me to work on it some more, I think. It's still pretty cluttered. Like mother, like daughter, you know? So, that's the slice of life section. Should have gone into stuff and junk at the beginning, I'm sorry. But anyway, what else am I working on? Well, I'm got some future plans, but that's about it for now. Of course, you can always stalk my projects and stuff and see what I'm working on. And let's move on to finished objects, because I'm really happy today. I finished 2 more hats, making my count up to 10. And this is a really cute one. This is called the Gooseberry Beanie. See? It's got a really wide strip of ribbing. It's 10 by 10. I heavily modified the pattern because in worsted weight I changed the yarn and I changed the needles. So there it is, my last purple hat for this year. This is of course the Impeccable, and it's the Gooseberry hat by Suvi Zamola. And I also finished the Twist and Sprout hat by Mary Ann Stevens. Sadly, I have no idea where it is, and I am too damn tired to find it. Sorry. Anyway, and also, I love this toy. I messed her up, so she's a little bit of a cat-like attitude in that she doesn't want to face the camera. I screwed it up. There's a reason why Rebecca Danger has it on 2 needles, so you can have it on. Even I did it on D-pins because I am stubborn, we know that. But I really love it. She came out super cute. Look at that cute face. Does that not resemble a cat to you? Total catitude in my toy. And yes, she is all about Halloween. She's got Happy Halloween ribbon on her. It's got a little tail. So I'm gonna make another one a bit better than this one. Out of worsted. I was lucky enough, like I said, no more yarn diet for me. Fuck it. I joined Rista 1313, who is Susan, and I bid on an auction for some worsted weight Lewis yarn, and I won the auction and paid. So my next Greta cat will be Lewis colored. Lewis is a cat who very much concerned his family when he got very, very ill, and it was very, very expensive to help him get better. I'm not sure if he's fully better yet, but that's how it is sometimes with your favorite furry family members. So, yeah, to help with the cost of the kitty bills, I purchased some worsted weight Lewis yarn. I forgot who dyed it, but I don't care because it's Orange Kitty. So I'm gonna make an Orange Kitty out of the Greta, and it will be her bigger friend, and it is out of A Good Day for Cupcakes yarns. And as you can see, it knit up beautifully. and it's a light sport heavy fingering weight yarn. And as you can see, if I didn't use the darker stuffing for it that I bought when I was, wow, that was blurry for a while, sorry kids. If I didn't use darker fiber filling, she would be a hot mess. But she isn't, because when I started knitting toys and I knew it was going to be something I was into, I bought a bag of dark filling for toys. So she is my happy project. She took me about a week to knit. Well, less than a week actually. I started her on Tuesday. So yes, this has been my obsession, knitting this little kitty. She went with me to work, she went with me to knitting nights because she's a simple stocking knit stitch thing. So yay, I am really happy with her. She's got little orange eyes. So she sits over with Daisy, who you can sort of see. She is Daisy's new friend from my beloved friend Lorraine. And I'm made in England. So those are my two finished objects. 2 baby hats, one of which I have no idea where it is, but I will find it and wash it and send it to Katie as she is doing her Clicking for Babies campaign. I promised myself I would do 10, and if I end up not finding that goddamn hat, I will make another one if I have to. And she will get 10 hats from me, by gum. Oh, and for more information about the Clicking for Babies that I knit and crocheted these hats for, check out Knitting on the Fly, which is Katie's podcast. She is the main person, and then Vicky from Dragonfly Knits, I think it's Dragonfly Soars. That's it. And that's her podcast, so check her out too. Vicky has been helping Katie with the hats, and both of them are doing drawings. Now, seeing as I've finished a Halloween knit, I want you to feel free to join in the fun with our Halloween stitch along, which I am including crochet, weaving, knitting, and cross stitch. Feel free to do anything fall Halloween related, and just post a picture in the finished object thread, or to chat along about your favorite things about the season or what your plans are. My future plans are I'm going to do a little knit ghost, and that's gonna be cute. And then, what else? I'm joining the Morticia knit along, mystery knit along by Boo Knits, who seems to do a wonderful array of shawls. I've got my beads, I've got my yarn. I'm waiting breathlessly for the very first clue, which should probably come in the beginning of October, which is closer than you think. And so, yeah, those are some of my things. Prizes for the Halloween along are going to include my hand-dyed yarn. You can see it there. It's rosebush colorway. And my hand-spun natural colored lamni that I spun together. It's a sport weight, about 200 yards or more, give or take. I'm going to do stitch markers. I will be making a nice drawstring bag as prizes. So at least 4 prizes for the Halloween stitch along. Please feel free to join us. And you do need to be a member of the group. And that's all the crafty chatter I've got. Now, let's see. Stuff and junk. Now, I finally watched the very first episode of Sleepy Hollow. Now, I must admit, I really kind of liked it. It had some goofy moments, and some of it was, what the fuck? Why is this guy so calm about being a zombie. A really hot looking zombie, but he's a zombie. That's what I think. No more spoilers, don't worry. But anyway, it's worth a watch if you like things with magic and time travel and mysteries. Yeah, it's good. It's worth a watch. I think I'm recording it now. But anyway, also, what else is going on in my brain? I watched my next Netflix thing, which was Little Britain Abroad. I liked it much better than I liked Little Britain USA, but I still like the original Little Britain in Britain. I think I like the original the best. But yeah, Little Britain Abroad, worth a rental maybe, if you really like the show in the first place. And I'm still watching Supernatural, not just because the guy who plays Dean is hot with a wonderful voice, which is true, but also because it's kind of cool. I like things that deal with the supernatural, so I don't know why it took me so long to get hooked onto Supernatural. Duh. I still love Doctor Who, but I've been really into Supernatural. I'll pick up Doctor Who again soon, don't worry about it. I'm still in the David Tennant era, though. So, I have no idea if I like Matt Smith at all. Anyway, what else? Oh, yes, reading. To give my hands a break from all the tiny stitches I have been doing, I've been taking... Well, I did take this book to work today. It's called Bite Me, a Love Story by Christopher Moore. And yes, Stephen and other people who caught me on Instagram and asked for a review, I will do a review once I'm done. So far, it's been a pleasant read. And yeah, I like the characterization that he does, and he effectively takes on the views of each character. So, I'm going to keep reading this one, and I won't let anything get out, except for there's a vampire cat. Shaved vampire cat. That's all I'll say. So anyway, that's what has given me a break from my stitching obsession. Oh, also, if you watched me on any of my networks, I'm starting a little bit of needlework that is not knit or crochet. I've decided to give cross stitch a try. So I bought this kit from Subversive Cross Stitch a while ago, and this is a bookmark. You'll just have to guess what it says as I continue to stitch. I'm sure anybody who does cross stitch would be curious to see what the back looks like. I hope that meets your approval. So lots of people have been giving me helpful tips and advice and encouragement, and some teasing about it becoming a gateway drug to needlepoint, so I have no problems with that. But I do need to get my art light in here because it is hard to do in this dark room, and of course we're losing the daylight. So anyway, let's see what else. Ooh. Let me close this up by giving you my contact information. I am JD, and that is always spelled Jadee on Ravelry. Feel free to join the group. I'd love to see you there. And that is Twisted Strands Podcast on Ravelry.com. And let's see. Suddenly my brain has gone blank. That's a great thing. Maybe I need more beer. There, that'll fix it. Anyway. It's a bit husky, that beer. Very hoppy. Yummy. Anyway, let's see. Email is jdalt@gmail.com. You can find the podcast on YouTube under my name, which is JD Doll, which is DOLL. And feel free to subscribe. I'd really love that. And the blog and show notes will be on Twisted Strands with an extra s.blogspot.com, and I am on Pluric, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram as JD666. I think that's it. Anyway, I want to thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate all my viewers, young and old, new and returning. Thank you for joining me and keeping up with my life. It is such as it is. And remember, folks, whenever you do crafts, you are making the world a more beautiful place. See you next week.